Hello, this is Siddiq with your NS Weekly English News. The state of Myanmar is one of 3 countries to prevent Muslims from Taraweeh in Ramadan, according to a report published by the Egyptian newspaper Tahrir. Rohingya Muslims in Arakan province are prevented from performing Taraweeh prayers during the month of Ramadan since 2012 under the emergency law persecution and crimes of genocide, also ethnic cleansing. According to the newspaper, Iran also banned the Taraweeh prayers or any religious lectures during the month of Ramadan in occupied Arab Ahwaz and Balochistan Sunni province. In Tajikistan, the president of the country, Imam Ali Rakhmonov, approved a bill prohibiting young people under the age of 18 from entering the mosque to justify the spread of Islamic fundamentalism before Ramadan, as a result of continuation of secular regime in Tajikistan to fight all forms of religiosity of the Muslim people there. The law enacted last year forbids all residents under the age of 18 except those attending religious school from worshipping in mosques, churches or any other religious institution. Tajikistan has 7.5 million people, 98% of whom are Muslims. The United Nations has appointed an Indian human rights lawyer and 2 other experts to a fact-finding mission investigating alleged killings, rape and torture by security forces against Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar's Arakan state. The mission will be led by Indra Jaisingh, an advocate of Supreme Court of India. A UN statement said the 2 other members are Harvard-trained Sri Lankan lawyer Radhika Chumara Swamy and Australian consultant Christopher Dominic. We expect the mission members to meet in Geneva in the coming weeks to determine their initial courses of action, the strategy, methodology and fact-finding approach they will employ in discharging their mandate, Ronald Gomez, a HRC spokesperson, told the media. The 3 members will be supported by the team of human rights specialists in Geneva. The mission will present an oral mandate to the UN in September and a full report in March 2018. Some 75,000 Rohingya fled northwestern Arakan state to Bangladesh after the Myanmar army carried out a security operations last October in response to attacks by Rohingya insurgents on border posts in which 9 police officers were killed. The King Salman Center for Relief and Humanitarian Aid launched the distribution of fasting meals in the city of Akkap in Arakan state in the Republic of Union of Myanmar. The hot and dry meals sweep up the basic requirements of the family and will continue to the distribution until the end of the holy month of Ramadan. The project is an extension of 202 humanitarian and relief projects offered by the center, which were implemented through 103 partners in 37 countries in 4 continents. A Rohingya man was brutally assaulted by unidentified Buddhists in the camps of Basara in Akkap, capital of Arakan state in western Myanmar. According to a local source, the Rohingya man was guarding Rohingya property in the camp, which was hit by Hurricane Mora and severely damaged the Rohingya internally displaced persons camp and their properties. The source pointed out that the Rohingya confronted unknown Buddhist man who wanted to loot the property. They beat him up violently and brutally until he passed out and may die due to the lack of treatment in the area. The Turkish IHH Humanitarian Relief Foundation distributed 2,300 food parcels to Rohingya Muslims who were affected by the Hurricane Mora, which hit the southeast coast of Bangladesh recently. A statement issued by the agency said last Friday that food parcels were distributed to 800 Rohingya families living in Balukhali camp and 500 similar families living in Kutub Palang camp in Bangladesh, according to the Anadolu agency. The hurricane had a negative impact on the situations of Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh, the statement said. He explained that the 8 packages included food items such as rice, chickpeas, oil, sugar, flour and salt. Last Tuesday, 7 people were killed by Hurricane Mora, which hit Bangladesh southeast coast. The meteorological officers warned that the coastal areas of the Bay of Bengal are vulnerable to flood due to heavy rains and thunderstorms caused by the cyclone. About 1 million people live in the cyclone-hit areas. Yangon authorities last week sued 3 Muslim men for holding Ramadan prayers in the street after the local school where they used to pray worship was shut down by the nationalist mob. Police brought the charges after around 50 Muslims gathered to pray on Wednesday on a road in Taketa Township, the site of one of the growing number of raids by the Buddhist hardliners on Islamic events. Two nearby Islamic schools were shuttered in last April after ultra-nationalists complained the local Muslims were illegally using them to conduct prayers. Authorities have said the closure is temporary, but they're given no timeline for when they may be reopened. "We feel sorry, this month is important for us," said a local Muslim leader. Zomin Lad told AFP, referring to the holy month of Ramadan which began last week. "We used those schools for prayer for decades. These restrictions have been brought in after more than 60 years. Local authorities issued a statement saying the prayer session threatened stability and the rule of law in the mainly Muslim neighborhood in the east of Myanmar's commercial capital, Yangon. Bangladesh has welcomed the formation of a three-member fact-finding mission by the United Nations Human Rights High Commission to look into the allegation of atrocities recently committed by the Myanmar security forces against the Rohingya populace in Arakan state. Foreign Ministry officials said in Dhaka. There is doubt whether the mission will be allowed into Myanmar to carry out its activities as per its mandate, because the government of Myanmar has already all but rejected it. Despite this, we welcome the move. We hope that good sense will prevail and Myanmar will cooperate with the mission formed by the global body, he said. Echoing the sentiment of his superior, another official said, "It's a positive step. Let's hope Myanmar will cooperate with UN mission to find out the truth." The president of the UN Human Rights Council, Ambassador Joaquin Alexander Martelli, announced the appointment of Indra J. Singh from India, Radhika Kumaraswamy, Sri Lankan, and Christopher Dominic, Sidoti, Australia, to serve as the three members of the fact-finding mission on Myanmar. Thank you for watching this Ship Siddiq. Hope to see you very soon with more news.